Welcome to class number 3 of the Leaving Cert Ordinary Level Algebra course, where you are going to start solving quadratic equations. In the previous classes, you looked at solving linear equations, like 2x plus 1 is equal to 5. There is one solution for x. Now you are going to solve quadratic equations. These are equations that have x squared as the highest power. Quadratics usually have two solutions. There are two techniques for solving quadratic equations. Number 1, factorization, and number 2, using a formula. In this class, you will look at factorization. This is how you solve quadratic equations by factorization. Factorize the quadratic into two linear factors. Put each linear factor equal to 0 and solve for x. Example 1. Solve x squared minus 3x is equal to 4. Bring all the terms to the left-hand side so that you are left with 0 on the right-hand side. Factorize the quadratic. It is a trinomial, so you know the technique well at this stage. Write down the factors. Put each factor equal to 0 and solve for x. The first solution is x is equal to minus 1. The other solution is x is equal to 4. Example 2. Solve 2 minus x minus 6x squared is equal to 0. Make the coefficient of x squared positive by multiplying across by minus 1. Now factorize the quadratic in the usual way. The factors are 3x plus 2 times 2x minus 1. Put each linear factor equal to 0 and solve for x. The first solution is x equals minus 2/3. The other solution is x is equal to 1/2. Example 3. Solve 4x squared minus 3x is equal to 0. Factorize the quadratic by taking out x in common. The factors are x times 4x minus 3. Put each factor equal to 0, giving a solution of x is equal to 0, and x is equal to 3/4. Example 4. Solve 8x squared minus 2 is equal to 0. Factorize by taking out the number 2 in common. What is left behind in the bracket is the difference of two squares. Write each term in the bracket as a square. Now apply the formula for the difference of two squares, giving factors of 2x plus 1 times 2x minus 1. You can divide both sides by 2, which makes the 2 disappear. 0 divided by 2 is 0. Now put each factor equal to 0, giving a solution of x equal to 1/2, and x is equal to minus 1/2. Let's solve a simple quadratic equation. For example, you are asked to solve x squared is equal to 4. Start by guessing a solution. What number squared gives you 4? Obviously, 2 squared equals 4. But minus 2 squared also equals 4. Therefore, there is a plus and minus answer. You can say x equals plus 2 or minus 2. Or in one go, x equals plus or minus 2. This is how you solve x squared equals 4. To get x on its own, get the square root of both sides. The square root of 4 is 2, giving an answer of plus or minus 2. Let's do example 4 again. You're going to do this example using a different technique. Get the 8x squared on its own by moving the 2 across the equal sign. Get the x squared on its own by dividing both sides by 8, giving x squared equals 1/4. To get x on its own, get the square root of each side, giving x equals plus or minus the square root of 1/4. The square root of 1/4 is a half, because a half multiplied by a half is 1/4. That's the end of the class. Have a look at the demonstration examples, and when you think you are ready, do the exercise worksheet.